Welcome to a brand new episode of the Sports Ramble podcast. My name is Trey, and this is Garrett, and we're going to be talking about some Rangers real quick, and also breaking news. Long-term head coach for the San Antonio Spurs, Greg Popovich, had to step down as the head coach, but he's taking a new role as team president as of right now. Garrett, what are your thoughts on the new change for the San Antonio Spurs?
Yeah, I think like we talked about before the podcast, we've seen this before. Brad Stevens did it a few years back, probably more than that. Time flies, man. I saw today that Jared Goff had been in the NFL for 10 years now. I watched that draft. That was insane. Anyways, but yeah, I think it'll be really good for the organization. It, it it really doesn't matter who they hire, honestly.
I believe they just hired Mitchell Johnson, who was like the interim head coach for them for like after like Greg Popovich suffered that stroke. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think him being in the front office will be good. He's still making important decisions. They have Wembanyama, they have Stephon Castle, probably another young guy in the draft whenever that happens. I think the Spurs are set up for success. It's just sad to see him transition, but obviously it'll be good for him in the long run. Be better for his health. Had some heart issues, so I think it'll be good for him. Less stress, can spend more time with his family. All those things. That's where I land. Trey, you think it's good?
I mean, it's good. Because Greg Popovich, like as he gets older, the more stress, because it's gonna go bad for him, because like the stress as a NBA head coach of traveling and like just like day-to-day like practices is gonna take a toll, especially like at his age, like because he's about to be like he's in his 70s, like in 80s right now. He's been league coaching for a long time, since the 90s.
Yep.
So like I'm as a Mavericks fan, I didn't really like the Spurs growing up, but like it's sad to see him go, because like you always think of the Tim Duncan, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, like the Spurs, like the old Spurs,
right,
like in the mid 2000s, 2010s, and then Greg Popovich like coaching, like taking them to like 5 championships. So you always think of like them whenever you think of the Spurs.
Exactly. Yeah, there was a quote recent when Popovich hired Tim Duncan onto the staff for an assistant role. He said, "I was Tim Duncan's assistant for 20 years, so it's nice that he's finally on my staff." He was so dominant in his playing career. That trio was just something else. They should have had another title in 2016, but that's neither here nor there. Or 2012? Was it 2012? Whenever Kawhi got hurt, against the Warriors.
Dude, 2017. They would have won. They would have won that series, if he didn't get hurt.
And then Kawhi got hurt, and then he got traded, and then the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll be good in the long run for him. A little change of scenery, always good for people in sports.
Well, speaking on sports, we're going to go jump from San Antonio to Arlington, Texas, where the Texas Rangers play, and the Rangers been struggling. I know, Gary, you told me I'm going to be taking the wheel on this one, but yeah, the Rangers aren't playing too good baseball right now. I mean, they started good. They started 8-2 to start the season. Now they lost. Their record now is, since that, it's gonna be 8-14.
Jeez, so, haven't won a single game.
Yeah, a little slippage there, because right now their pitching and their defense is now trying to save their offense, because the offense is like in the last of the league. It's like it doesn't make any sense, because last year and then the championship year, they were like tops in the leagues in the offense, and the pitching was like it's still middle, like dead to last, or like in the middle. But now it's like the offense is atrocious, and we're leaving runners on base, and it's like runnings in scoring position. It's like we're not capitalizing on runs, and then we're losing to the A's of all teams, and we're losing to like
Ooh,
yeah, the A's of all teams.
it's
Yeah,
tough. It's
we
tough.
lost to them at home.
Jeez.
I know. It was like they don't even have a name. They're just the A's. They don't even have
Yeah,
a team
because
like
they're not
name.
even associated with Oakland anymore.
They're not even like it doesn't make any sense. It's
They
like
have they haven't made
well,
the move to Vegas yet, I guess.
yeah, not yet. I think next season they're going to go. I think it's official. I think they're building the stadium right now,
Okay.
but like the first bit, like the Texas Jays, they just made a move to move down Jay Berger because he's been struggling. And he was like a major move that we did in the offseason. So all the offseason move like Jock Peterson struggling. Everyone's been like struggling, but like, hey, it's still early. Would they turn it around? Absolutely. They're 16-16.
Right.
Anything can
It's a long
happen. That
season.
like if they were doing this in July, oh yeah, there'll be eyebrows like going crazy. It was like, well, okay, hold on, let's figure
Mhm.
this out. But I rather us struggle in May, like early on in the season, like April, May, instead of like July, August, and September. While like whenever like the playoffs start to like you gotta win some games.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's gonna be a tough schedule, tough season for Rangers if the hitting doesn't come a long way because Seager and Simeon can do so much for them like to start off hitting. But like we just gotta get like the bats going. That's pretty much simple as that. Can't
De-
really.
DeGrom,
Hmm?
DeGrom is still in Arlington, right? They
Oh
haven't
yeah,
traded him.
Degrom's still there, and he's been phenomenal, and he's
Okay.
been like, hey, like he's worth the money that we paid him. So
Mhm.
like, it's just it sucks that he's been doing good. It's just the offense not isn't really picking up the slack.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that's
That's
the crazy thing for baseball. You can win the World Series one year, and then the next season don't not even make the playoffs.
yeah, it's a tough situation to be
Baseball
in.
is
I
a
mean,
weird sport because, like, look, baseball you can have the best player in the world, and
mhm.
actually the two like for example the Angels a couple seasons ago they had Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. Well,
Dude,
probably the top two, 1A and 1B, whenever it comes to baseball players. They ain't like make the playoffs. They ain't scrap the like surface of the playoffs.
because baseball, I feel like more than any other sport, you need to have a well-rounded roster in order
Yeah,
to do well. Unless your star player is hitting 5 home runs every single game,
which
even
is
then, you're not guaranteed that you'll get around to him in the rotation every single game, like 5 or 6 times, and so it becomes difficult to succeed without a well-rounded roster. But with basketball, with NBA, I mean, you could argue that Luca, well, not argue, you could say that Luca was carrying that Mavericks team by himself, and he was. I feel like if that was baseball, the Mavericks would not have done very well. Can't really compare the two, but like in the realm of roster build out, I don't think the Mavericks would have done too well if they were a baseball team and having just Luca and Kyrie.
yeah, because I gotta agree because that's how far we got like last year whenever we made a deep playoff run because we had good depth
Mhm.
and it doesn't matter if you have a good like you have the best player in the series, you gotta have the best depth, and that's pretty much like what goes to show like whenever it comes to playoffs. And
Mhm.
speaking on like depth and whenever it comes to superstars and then depth on lineups, the Lakers got eliminated because of that scenario.
See ya,
And
LA.
Timberwolves put B to A. And if okay, hold on. If the Lakers allow Rudy Gobert, of all players, to go 27 points, actually no, 29 points and 24 rebounds on you, you deserve to lose. And also, if the Timberwolves shot 7 for 47, 15%,
Mhm.
15.
That's insane.
That's insane. And still win.
And still
And
won.
still win. That just shows, like, first of all, you're not rebounding the ball.
Mhm.
And second of all, it's just like lazy defense. And it doesn't help that guess who's on the Lakers? Luca. And I'm wearing a
Yep.
Luca shirt. And it sucks because what the defense is doing, they're playing zone. And what gives up threes? Zone. And
Mhm.
you can't play deep like a zone whenever you don't have a big man. That's what like I was like scratching my head and thinking like, why are they going zone? Because I remember whenever like a play whenever it was like in the third quarter, Nas Reed cut to the free throw line, and then Rui Hachimura had to make a decision. Should I let him shoot or let Rudy Gobert dunk on me?
Mhm.
So it was kind of like he's
Can't do
six
both.
nine. Rui's 6'9", so it's kind of like they're playing undersized. So it doesn't make any sense. And Minnesota plays big. Like Gary, what are your thoughts on the Lakers running a small ball lineup against Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, if you run a small ball lineup well, and you have to make almost every single one of your shots in that scenario because you're not you're going to make up for the size in the 3 point shooting or just in the mid range because just like you're not going to get the looks down low that you would normally. I mean, with Baylor this year, the games they won, they shot really well with 3 point shooting because they had no size, so they can't go down low. The teams that they played with size, they won shooting well with 3 point shooting, and the Lakers just didn't do that as well as they should have. And so that's why they lost the series. And let's just be honest, the Timberwolves are the better team. Ant Edwards it might be time to have some tough conversations. Uh, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I
But
mean,
he's got to win a couple titles. However, he's on the right track. He's he's on his way to becoming a really good basketball player for sure.
probably the next face of the league,
Mm-hmm.
if and only if, because he took care of business with KD last year, he beat LeBron. But if Golden State wins tonight and then Minnesota beats Golden State. Yep, we
Yeah.
just witnessed the next face of the league, folks.
Yep.
And Garrett, I don't know if you can pull that video up that you showed me early before the podcast started, the TikTok. I think it goes to show. I don't know if y'all remember Cars 3, the black car's name. Garrett, I don't know if you have time to pull that up, that Cars clip real quick.
I'll just describe it. So
Describe it. Okay, Garrett, you
there's
can just
this
describe it.
there's this scene at the beginning to the middle of the movie where this new rookie car has come on the scene, and he's racing against McQueen, who's been the fastest car for many years. And so they're racing. They're on each other's tail. Jackson Storm is the black car, the new car. And that's Edwards and LeBron. They have his little face on McQueen, and Jackson Storm just drives on by him and says, "You've had a nice run, and it's my turn." So I think that's what we're witnessing here in the NBA. And if not this year, maybe next year, but it's imminent. We need the new face of the league is here, and it's either Ant Edwards, Jason Tatum, or somebody else. But it's
It's
the changing of the guards happening.
Yep, and I'm here for it. And it sucks that Matthew's not here. We forgot to mention Matthew's not here
Ah,
because he's doing his own. Like Matthew's busy, is all good. He couldn't get in today, um, but yeah, I Ant should be because he's qualified. Like what he's been doing, and like he pretty much has the all like game to be the next like face of the league because everyone's trying to figure out like who's the next face of the league whenever LeBron retires and Steph retires.
yeah.
He's right here, folks.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards is right here. So jumping from the Lakers and the Clippers, the 3 and 6 seeds, let's go and jump to the other 3 and 6 seeds, the Eastern Conference, New York and Detroit. And then New York took care of business whenever Jalen Brunson hit the go-ahead three to take away the Pistons. And I got to give the Detroit Pistons credit.
Mhm.
They surprised me this year. And I'm going to just say this. The future is bright. Very, very bright. Because Kate Cunningham, next season, with playoff experience,
Yep.
going to
Yep.
be a tough out.
Isaiah Stewart back in full force.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting though to think about what would have happened if that the foul and was it game
Game
4
4.
had been called and Detroit wins that game. The series is now what?
2-2.
It's tied, right? And Detroit wins the next game 3-2, and who knows what would have happened next? Uh, maybe Detroit wins it, maybe not, but they would have had momentum going into that game and carried it, and I think may have won it, but we'll never know. But I think New York will be a good matchup against the Celtics, who they play next. I think we'll see how that works. We'll see. I think Boston's going to win, but
You think
see
so?
we'll see that.
You think so?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. Because I have a feeling an upset's going to happen. I have a feeling.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's going to be Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7. Okay. I just
Because
think Boston's experience in these playoffs and just playing together will come on top.
we just got to see. Because if they don't make a deep run this year, Thibodeau is going to get fired. Because just like last year, it felt kind of weird because they were playing the way he runs his system. He plays his players like his starters like too much minutes. Especially if it was like a blowout, they'll still playing and it's like question marks like why they still in. And that's when injuries happen. AKA this is how Derrick Rose tore his ACL back in 2012 because they were up by 15 with a minute 11. He was for some reason he was still in.
Yeah.
Did a hot step towards ACL, and then he was not the same player anymore.
Never the same again.
Yeah, it just boggles me that like just make sure just protect your players whenever it comes to like rotation. I get it's playoffs because that's how like OG Anunoby messed up his hamstring against the Pacers in the semis last year. So it's kind of like manage your minutes,
right,
coach, because
be smart.
Be smart with your minutes because you're gonna like run your players to the ground, and then guess what? You say if you beat the Celtics, and then you got to play against a tough Cleveland team who might take care of. We don't know if how Indiana is gonna handle against Cleveland. And that's like we're going to discuss about that next. But if they say they go to the next round, they're going to be beaten up, not beaten up, but like just tired, like worn down.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like the wear and tear is going to like add up as you go on, and it's going to be like your body's not going to be able to take a chance to recover because like you get the recover and then you play again. Day recovery, then play again. So it's kind of like a cycle. It's gonna be one of those like long cycles for the Knicks if they can pull this off. Which do I think they can? Absolutely, because they have a fully healthy team now. Like just with a grain of salt.
We'll see. I think this one is definitely much closer than the last one for sure. Matchup wise, I feel like I said, experience usually will always unless you're the Lakers, but I think experience will usually always win out in the playoff scenarios for sure. And the Celtics have that. I mean, back to back, or I guess, yeah, back to back titles. No, they won last year.
Yeah, they won last year. They didn't won back to back. If they win back to back this year, they're not gonna shut up about that.
Yeah,
Boston fans are not gonna shut up about it for probably the next 10 years.
I
And
mean,
it's
can you
not
blame
gonna
them?
be like this.
Can you blame them? The Patriots haven't been good in a long time. So,
Exactly.
or
That's like the
yeah,
only comeback that we can think of. Is like, well, hey, how's Patriots without Tom Brady? Oh, that's right, they're irrelevant.
yeah,
Anyways,
right.
but the Knicks, hopefully they can pull it out. They have a roster? Yes. Is Jalen Brunson playing some great basketball right now? Absolutely, he is. Is it gonna be an easy like cakewalk? Absolutely not. But it just takes like they just gotta execute.
Mm-hmm.
And the one person on the Knicks that scares me is Mikal Bridges. Because the last time they played, I watched this game. The last time the Boston and the Knicks played, Mikal Bridges fumbled the ball out of bounds, and they had a chance to like either take the lead or tie it up. But Mikal Bridges fumbled the ball out of bounds, and it was like game over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like those little things in basketball, like you just gotta execute. And I know the whole Villanova power of friendship thing that
Mm-hmm.
they're doing over there in New York. Like
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But at the same time, it's like, look, if you're trying to win, if they don't win this year, like I know you're trying to win, but like it's not working. Like
Right.
either do a soft rebuild and build around Brunson with actual like, because I know he's 28.
Mm-hmm.
People forget to realize that because he was there, Mikal Bridges was there, and Josh Hart, he's 30. They're not young.
Mm-hmm.
So the the next timeline for championship is really thin, like really thin. So
Let's get Giannis up in there.
speaking of Giannis, speaking of Giannis, the Pacers beat the Bucks in probably the most Doc Rivers way to lose of choking a 7 point lead with like 50 seconds left. And I'm not gonna say like it's on coach. It's mainly players like laps. Like
Mm-hmm.
Gary Trent Jr. just had to catch the ball, but he fumbled it. And and if I was Giannis, and like we all saw like the whole Giannis almost got in a fight, actually two fights,
With Tyrese's dad.
and I gotta give props to Giannis because if Giannis was trying to process like the whole scenario, like what if I do like hit him, like what's the process, like what's the end game here? Because like you saw him, he was like contemplating life and was like, okay, what's the okay scenarios, and if I just like say anything to him, should I not? Because Tyrese Halliburton's dad, he was like going in on Giannis, and Giannis is like you don't want to mess with him. He's 6'11", 240.
100%. Look at
I
the
was
guy.
like,
Yeah.
why are you doing it? And then like, and the next day, the Pacers did ban
Yep.
Tyrese Halliburton's dad, which, not gonna lie, that was kind of extreme to ban him for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
But I do understand why. First of all, why was he on the court in the first place? I could see why. Yeah, that makes sense. He was on the court as a fan,
Mm-hmm.
and
He shouldn't
even
just.
Tyrese.
He
What's
should have
up?
just not opened his mouth.
Exactly. It's like just stay on the court and just be humble, and
Yeah.
that's why everyone's saying like Cleveland just take care of business with Indiana. Just like let them know like, hey, look, this is how Cleveland plays basketball,
Yeah.
and if Cleveland gets upset by if Indiana beats Cleveland, blow up the whole team. Jared
Oh yeah.
Allen gets traded. Donovan Mitchell, Ace, build around Mitchell and
Mm-hmm.
Mobley. Garland, ship him out because
Really?
yeah, I because they got Ty Jerome. He's a solid
Oh
point
yeah,
guard.
that's a
Yeah,
good
he's a
point.
solid point guard. He ain't flashy, but he's solid.
He'd be starting on any of the team. I can guarantee you
Exactly.
that.
So I gotta give props to Ty Jerome because like I said, they have really good depth,
Mm-hmm.
and that formula of a two big man lineup,
It
which
works.
it works. It still works. Look at the top two like number one seeds.
Yep.
OKC's running that
Holmgren and
like
the
Chet
other white guy.
Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah.
Like power forward, we're going back to the like the old era of a tall like power forward and center combo, not like
Mm-hmm.
two forwards, like two small
Yeah.
forwards and then a center.
Well, because that's
With
what when Golden State won their titles. I mean, they had Steph, Clay, also a guard. KD, you could
KD,
argue, is a forward-ish kind of player.
they had
Draymond. I
they
mean,
had
not a
Andre
lot of big
Iguodala.
guys. Yeah, Iguodala's not huge either.
Exactly. So that's what everyone tried to transform, like transition their lineup into becoming that.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Small ball.
the small that's what happens when the small ball lineup happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then look, like Houston started doing it. They trying to imitate Golden State whenever in the bubble. PJ Tucker was the center,
Mm-hmm.
6'5" center.
Yeah, right.
And we were like, what?
Mm-hmm.
It was like head scratches. It was like, okay, why are we
Right.
doing this? Like, because it was like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you can't really win. The only team that can get away from playing small ball is Golden State and Golden State only. Because
Right.
if
I
you
mean,
try to play like Golden State, because Draymond's playing center,
mm-hmm.
so like if Draymond's playing center and he can he's strong enough to handle like big man. So
Mm-hmm.
like, and he has a wide wingspan, so I don't really blame them playing Draymond at the center, and plus that's what they
Right.
do.
Right. And I
So
mean, Steph is the greatest shooter of all, one of, if not the greatest shooter of all time.
oh
So
yeah, he is.
you can have him there and not really suffer much for not having another big guy.
You can't. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have some awkward conversations if Steph beats Houston,
Mm-hmm.
finds a way to beat Minnesota, and then finds a way to beat OKC.
Yep.
Goes to the finals, either beats Cleveland or Boston or New York if New York finds a way. But I'm just going off top of my head. If he's able to beat Boston or Cleveland,
That'd be crazy.
hey Magic Johnson, yeah, you talking about how that number one best point guard of all time thing? Yeah, that boy in the Bay, he's coming for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he wins 5, yeah, that locks it.
You just can't argue with that. I mean,
He can't.
look at who he's playing with.
Exactly. I mean,
A bunch of plumbers. Minus
Jimmy
Draymond Green
Butler. I mean,
and
broke down Jimmy
Butler.
Butler and Draymond.
Yeah, without Jimmy Butler, who's been hurt the past couple of games.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he pulls this out, yeah, people might put him in the top 10, maybe top 5.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's crazy to even talk about too. And like it's like I'm not gonna like hold you like say like man you're crazy. I'm not gonna be like you know what? I don't even blame you because like
there's an argument to make.
It's not even an argument.
Yeah.
Because like it's there and it's crazy to see how far the basketball like as a sport has come to. Because like it's crazy to see like how many threes everyone's been pulling up because of Steph. Because centers are not now are just shooting threes, like because everyone was like getting mad at Kristaps Porzingis. Like, boy, why are you shooting like half court logo threes for? Get your behind to the point, like to the post, and I like elbow. Like, well, like they leave me wide open, let me just pull it.
Right.
It's just like no, and that was like my um a thin line with him whenever he was here as a Maverick. I'm like, boy, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
like, uh, it's
It's
just
crazy to
like
think that the Mavericks
so,
had Porzingis and Jalen Brunson and Luca at the same time at one point.
but here's the thing:
Now they're all gone.
disbanded.
Yeah,
Because
disbanded.
here's my thing on that. Mm, if we would have kept that unit, we probably would be really good. Like probably like same like top four. Because we don't know like KP's health over the years, and Luca will probably be still Luca Brunson. He probably would have been like still like solid, but like not like like what we see now.
Right.
That's the only thing, like because Jalen Brunson, he's finally like Jalen Brunson, his own name. That's what I think. That's like one of the main reasons why he wanted to leave, because he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to become his own person, his own player, not like he wanted to be a Batman, not a Robin.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense. I mean, he has the talent, so might as
Yes,
well.
yeah, he's probably like I'm not even crazy to say because he's probably like the best point guard in the East.
Yeah, maybe.
I know. That's how to think for a second. I was
It's
like,
it's up
I'm not.
there.
Is he's up
There's a
there in the
debate to be made.
because all the good guards, like point guards, are in the West.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but it's just,
You got a good point there.
but um, one final thing. I'm gonna like just gonna start talking about predictions for the Western Conference. I know the Eastern Conference semifinals are set,
Mm-hmm.
but we're gonna be talking about the Western Conference semifinals. So Minnesota's already there, just chilling, waiting. OKC's already there. They've been waiting for like I don't know a week.
Mm-hmm.
They're waiting for the Nuggets and Clippers, and then that semifinals matchup. Either team, that's gonna be a good series.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling if Denver wins against the Clippers, or is the other way around, it's going to be a tough matchup for OKC because one, like teams like they're healthy. I mean, not the Nuggets because Michael Porter Jr. with his shoulder. They haven't seen OKC hasn't seen playoff Kawhi yet. Harden is still Harden,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like the big question mark. What kind of Harden are we going to get? Because he kind of crapped the bed in Game 5.
Yeah.
So it was like one of those things. Like, what kind of playoff? What kind of Harden are we gonna get? Are we gonna get like Houston Harden,
Some Harden.
or are we gonna get like retired Harden, or like fat suit Harden, who we
Uncle
haven't
Harden.
seen in a long time?
Yeah, I mean, and we've talked about it before. Teams that usually rest and wait are usually to the detriment of them rather than to the benefit, because these teams, yes, they just got finished playing 7 games, but they also just got finished playing 7 games. OKC's only played 4. They have more chemistry going. They have more momentum. All of these factors, just they're more fresh. OKC's been sitting around, like you said, Trey, for a week or a week and a half, doing nothing. I mean, practicing, sure, but you can only get so good practicing against yourself. And like these guys that are coming off 7 game series, they've been going against real game action for 7 games, like a couple weeks, and I think they'll be better. They won't be as fresh, sure, but they'll be ready to play. I think more than OKC will, but we'll see. We'll see if that tests true.
Yeah, I gotta. I mean, whoever plays OKC in the semis, I still got OKC beating them,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when Denver's gonna be like, you know what, gonna
Prime Murray.
Yeah, they're gonna bomb that team because they already bombed the head coach. But for some reason, that was kind of stupid. I got it.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of dumb to do that right before playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I know Michael Porter Jr. He gone. He's gonna get traded. Um, I think that's like the only like main guy that I know who's like split. But
Hard
the
to say
other
with
like,
Jokic or Murray. I mean, that's like the core of your team.
it'd be kind of crazy, but not even crazy to think about. What if Jamal Murray does stay as a Nugget, the next season, guess who's a free agent? He's on the Lakers right now.
So LeBron,
Nope.
Luca,
Luke. Yep.
that would be insane.
They do a sign and trade. Luca goes to Denver, plays
Oh,
with Jokic, and
oh
they
man,
send Jamal Murray to the Lakers. And it's gonna be like, bro, I know their defense is gonna be terrible, but oh my lord. I mean,
what an offense.
the offense is gonna be spectacular. Even though it's gonna be one of those things like, hey, it looks good on paper, but will it play out?
Right.
Because I gotta give like, do I think the Lakers are gonna be good? Yes. They just need a couple more pieces.
Mhm.
And will that be honest? We don't know. Hopefully not.
Because
But
Luca said that he's willing to do basically, like the memes suggest, like La GM, uh, willing to do whatever LeBron wants to better the team. And I think that's smart. LeBron is that franchise at this current moment in time. And if you want to win a title, he's really your only shot.
because here's my thing. I think Giannis is gonna go west and probably might get traded. I saw some trades on Bleacher Report, even though I take Bleacher Report's trades like a grain of salt because they're terrible half the time.
Mhm.
But I saw a trade where they trade Giannis to the Spurs, and oh
Oh,
my gosh, oh my lord, yeah,
what
think
a
about
play that
that.
team.
And Giannis, like I know he's 30, but he's like still in his prime. And think about it, Wembanyama.
Right.
Think about going up against that defense,
Mm-hmm.
and
Would want to.
it's gonna suck because they're gonna. I saw that they might lose some of their young guys, but at the same time, it's like, do you want them to be? Do you want the Spurs to be relevant? Do that.
Yeah.
Do that trade.
Yeah, that would be incredible for both sides, really. I mean, like
It's a,
talking
I
talk
mean,
about, talk about a big GM move for your or in the front office for Greg
for
Popovich
Greg Popovich, yeah, that's a Greg
for getting
Popovich move
Giannis.
to get Giannis. And then, like, look, I mean, I'm gonna watch it play out. I mean,
He's always been fond of European players, so
we'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'd love to see
Um, I mean, I I can't even put the words that if that does happen,
it. Mm-hmm.
especially like in the West too. Because look what the Mavericks are doing. AD and Derek Lively.
Yep, they're on
So
the double big.
do you kind of see what the NBA is trying to do? They're trying to bring back that the dominant two big man lineup,
Mm-hmm.
which they strayed away from it because of going like the small ball.
Right.
But we'll see. I still got my finals matchup is still going to be OKC and Boston. I
Okay.
know I said I know I said Knicks, but I don't know if the Knicks have it in them and how like their rotation is. And I just think Boston's going to be just playoff experience wise and like just championship experience. They're going to beat New York in 7 probably. I still got the Knicks. I want the Knicks to win, but who I think Boston is going to take care of business. It's still going to go to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And do I think Cleveland's going to beat Indiana? Yes.
Yeah,
And will
100%.
it be in 6? Yes. And then will Boston beat Cleveland? Yes. And will it be a 6 or 7 game series? Yes. And then Boston's going to take care of business, and with that in 6, and then OKC and Boston's gonna be in the finals. Coin flip, because I don't know.
For
Like that's one. Oh no, that's the thing, dude.
I want to say 6. I'll say 6 on that one. I say 6 games.
6 games.
Yeah, for old
But who?
time's sake, I want to
Who's
see.
the
I want to
winner?
see. Ooh, I think OKC.
You think OKC's gonna win? And
But if we're going about the argument I made earlier from experience, I'll go Boston. But I think OKC's the more talented roster. Boston's the more experienced team in the playoffs.
I gotta,
Because I mean,
because the
we
depth.
talk about it.
Yeah, their depth for OKC
Uh-huh.
is gonna, like, because both teams have really good depth in their lineup,
Right.
and it's gonna be like a chess match, like, nonetheless. So I gotta give. I know you said Boston, but I gotta go with OKC in 6.
All right.
It's gonna
For,
be. I'm punching it in.
for
Punching
old
it
time's
in.
sake, I want to see. I want to see Cleveland and Golden State. Just for old time's sake, I want to see that
Do you
final.
want to see a sweep?
It won't be a sweep. It'd be a
Mm.
good series.
See, we said that with the Mavericks in Boston last year, and guess what happened? We lost in 5. We lost in 5. That's what that. I know. I appreciate the effort, Garrett. As much I would love for that to happen, it's not. I was like, I would love to see that happen. To see Steph in the finals, because hey, you want viewership, right? Right, Adam Silver? I know you're hearing this. I know, you're probably not listening right now, but I know you're probably going to see this in the near future and be like, how would I script this game and have Steph go back to the finals
They're gonna
one
have
last time?
they're gonna have LeBron come out of the tunnel at halftime and put on the
Be like,
20
oh my
jersey.
god! We're like, you know what? Put that in the script. Put that down in the script. Is right there.
I'm gonna be so for. I can see maybe LeBron coming back to Cleveland to retire.
That's what he's gonna do. They might do like a
I
sign.
think
They might do.
I can see it.
Oh, you know what? I just popped up an idea in my head. Yeah, I don't know if they can pull this off. I don't know if they have the revenue for it. If LeBron does get traded to Cleveland in the offseason for like, because the Lakers do need a center for like Jared Allen and like a bunch of other like role players.
Yeah, Jared Allen, Ty Jerome, maybe.
Maybe, or and don't forget Garland.
Or Garland.
They get Garland, like LeBron Reeves goes to Cleveland. Garland, Jared Allen goes to the Lakers.
That'd be pretty decent.
I'm just
Except
like,
but like you said, the financial things.
The financial thing is probably not gonna happen, but
it's LeBron and Reeves' salary combined is much more than I feel like Jared Allen or Mobley for that matter is. But
yeah,
we can dream. We can dream.
We can dream, folks.
We can dream.
We could dream. But with that, that wraps up episode 31 of the Sports Rumor Podcast. Hey, Matthew's gonna be back, and next episode we hope. But like Matthew said last episode, our schedules have been like wishy-washy, like just like it doesn't like because we're busy and we just haven't gotten like time to like actually like do like a set schedule for like our podcast. So like we're gonna get that straightened out for y'all. We still love all our fans and the subscribers that have been watching us. So we'll keep y'all in the loop for sure. But for right now, my name's Trey. This is Garrett. So we'll see y'all next time. Peace.